Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4 as the Empire of Japan. And we are of course in the war against the United States. We have some really good opportunity to deal quite a lot of damage against them. We've just landed about 24 forces, 24 divisions also over here on the American West Coast down in Carolinas, I think. Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina and Virginia. So we are trying to expand over here very quickly, trying to get to the Appalachian Mountains and towards the river over here with our naval landing forces. Before we are being reinforced, I do expect the Americans to bring up a lot of forces over here because we do know that they still have an enormous amount of troops on their side of pretty much all of the conflicts that we do see over here. Speaking of conflicts, we might as well try at the very least to attack over here. Yeah, but you can see that so far these battles are becoming a little bit more, well, I wouldn't say difficult, but in some cases it is actually quite difficult. And we are not seeing as much success as we used to say maybe a little bit earlier, so yeah, that's going to be interesting to see just how far we can push the Americans. Down here we have some very promising aspects as well. We have some divisions and we might be able to very soon conduct a cut off of the American forces from Mexico, pretty much along the Rio Grande, so along the actual US and Mexican border. So that would be a very welcome addition to that. So yeah, let's see how well we fare. There are some battles going on, so yeah, with no further ado, let's start the game. So yeah, this battle isn't exactly going great, so you know what, you might as well stop this. You are coming down there, so that's great. Let's bring another division over there because that is really what I want, to cut off the Americans in the south, and that would be a very welcome development. Right, over here we aren't doing exactly great, and let's see whether we can support this attack from another direction so that we might be able to do a little bit more damage against these guys. I think we could also try to take one of these blue divisions. That could be okay. We are still expanding over here, so that is also nice to see, I suppose. Can I grab one of you gentlemen to come up here? Great. Lovely. We also have some expansion down here, that's okay, into Canada. It's not our main priority, but down here in Mexico we are being counterattacked, and I do somewhat suspect that why are you all going over there? Have you somehow switched positions? I think you have. That's a little bit silly, but you know what, let's roll with it because I think for now we'll be okay. Good. Right. Ace pilot, that's good to see. Some attacks down here into Genoza, I guess. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I think what you're trying to do there is a little silly. Are you guys coming down here? You should be. Yes. We also got a hold of these guys, so let's try to attack here and then there, so that these guys are all bobbed. You're indeed already bobbing that, so that's good to see. So that does mean you can come down here, and you know what, let's bring you over here via railroad. Good. So heavy attacks down here. You two here are for now stationary. Let's try to attack over here so that we are both getting a bigger corridor and potentially stopping them from attacking over here. Very good. So there we go. That's actually of course what we need. So firstly let's grab this army, the Mango army, which is, I think right now it's on another continent even. But yeah, we need to sort this out just briefly. Okay, so firstly there are no divisions on this, so that's fine. Secondly, we do have the fast army, we have the California group. You guys, are you all on this one? You are not. Okay, so this army, that's the 3rd Japanese army. You're all supposed to be on this front. Good. That should leave another group down here with no divisions. Yes, there we go. Let's solve that. And the 13 Manchu army, I think you'll be done as soon as that collapses, and that's going to be alright. Good, and the fast army is now all on this front, which I think for now should be okay. It's not the best, but it's going to work out at the very least for a moment here. Let's try to do some attacks over here on these divisions. This one will definitively fail. This one might be doing a little bit better. So yeah, let's indeed bring one of you over there. This attack again not going great, but I think we'll be alright. Good push over there. You guys are both withdrawing, and you're withdrawing to this direction. That's an interesting choice, I have to say. Okay, so how about all of you? Well, you're okay, but of you, you should potentially try to support this attack. And the same with you. Though I suppose we might get one of you to attack into here. And then you gentlemen could please attack into there. Right, I really hope that we're not being overrun over here because of that stupid decision to withdraw to that direction. That's really a little bit silly. Let's keep an eye on things up here in the US. We are kicking back some of these American forces. Not too many actually, so that is something that we do need to deal with. By the way, in between episodes I did take a look around and I did spot this over here. So yes, the Americans are building up nukes and it is getting a little bit frightening, I have to admit. So I think they will be very soon having some nukes, and we probably need to deal with that sooner rather than later. We're also suffering from a very chronological artillery shortage, so let's again invest more. We are producing more than 100 a day, but you know what, still most of our additional production should go into that area. We are also still buying an enormous amount of steel from the Germans, which I can't quite support. It does feel like that's not something that we should be doing, but yeah, we're doing it anyway. Right. Okay, good attack down here. You should potentially stay where you are for a second. You have pushed back that unit. You are getting to that position. That's okay. You two. Okay, you're supporting this attack. You might go there. So, are we actually advancing into this area? We are not. Okay, so three divisions, please. 4. No, they're doing a lot more damage than we are, and I mean a lot. Okay, you guys are all stationary for now. Is that really what we want? Firstly, you might go there. Okay, you're attacking into here. That's good. Let's, in general, try to support that attack. This is okay. Let's try to go here. How about you guys? Are you dealing with this? I hope you are. How about the Mongol army? You're all redeploying, so that's okay, but you're not even on the in ships yet, so it's going to take a while till we get these guys over. In the meantime, on the other hand, over here, really, you haven't popped them? There we go. Come on. These guys should surrender extremely quickly. They don't have any organization, basically. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Now you can stop. Fast army, have you taken any losses? Fast army, where are you? Fast, fast, fast. Fast army. No, you have not. Okay, so for now that's okay. I do think we either saved these guys or they were never in danger to begin with. Right, you can get over there. Let's try to bring you towards Houston. Rob the Americans of some of their precious oil. Which, remember, was the reason why we started this war in the first place. Right, you are okay. Let's shorten that front line a little. You've advanced into there. That's nice. I mean, we are advancing quite deeply into Mexico, and this is a very nice result over here. So Let's have a look at that. We are attacking apparently into here. So that is nice. You are attacking, so let's take another division over here. So what have we got? 8 divisions of the Americans and the Mexicans. And the Mexicans are actually doing the most damage over here. So yeah, let's try to take them on. I mean, we are doing more damage than they are, I think. So that's good. We also have some free dockyards, some unread naval results. The Americans lost a lot of their destroyers, although we didn't even take a lot of damage. It was really our torpedo cruisers doing a lot of the work over here, so yeah, fantastic result actually. Why are you even here? Let's repair what needs repairing, but that's okay. Naval battle over here, they did sink a couple of our convoys. Same over here, and that does mean we are losing some equipment. But other than that, we actually seem to be doing quite fine in terms of the territory that we are capturing over here, so that's great. I think it would be extremely nice if we were to capture some of this mountain territory as well. Let's try to get you over there. Wait, what? No. You should try to get over there. You should try to capture these mountains, maybe this radar installation. Yeah, all of you guys are moving, so that's great. You guys should very soon move up towards your... Why are you not going towards your defensive pattern? Alright, let's bring you up manually then. These guys, come on! You need to get up to Richmond. And that does also mean, I think, that we have an airfield over here worth 600 aircraft. So let's bring 200 over here, 400 I mean, and of you guys, you're 400, you're 400. Okay, let's get another one over here over the east coast, and what we're going to do is we are going to expand that airbase in the Carolinas, and that's going to have an extremely high priority, as will the reconstruction of these areas. Right, there we go. We also have the radar installation in Virginia under our control, so let's build that up as well. That should be okay. Not sure why we do have that, but yeah, and see here, we do have, they do have nuclear reactors over here. Extremely dangerous result for us. But yeah, we are advancing onto Washington, so that's great to see. And that should hopefully give us a nice boost once we do get there. Right, we also have some free dockyards. These are not being used for any of this material in the moment. So yeah, let's use them for convoys instead. Does mean we need even more steel. How can we... It's amazing the amount of steel that we are using over here. Just look at this. We are sending 30 civilian factories towards the Germans just to take care of that. Right, so yeah, we are getting... Ooh, you're being attacked over there. That's not exactly nice. But we might be able to capture these guys over there. And that would certainly be also very nice. Okay, you go here. I thought maybe that way. And you go there. Good. You can capture this airfield, I'm sure. Even more insufficient resources. We are buying all the German steel. But yeah, we need the artillery. And we are losing artillery even as we speak, so it's not exactly great. Right, let's attack these guys so that we can pin them in. Washington being defended right now. At least all of you are advancing, so that's great. You aren't actually doing any of that, so let's get you down there. And yeah, there are the Americans. At the very least we got some way into the Rocky Mountains. Sorry, not the Rocky Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, of course. I would ideally like to get a little bit more up towards that area. And I do see we are losing a little bit of our light carriers and light cruisers, so do need to deal a little bit with that. I mean, they are losing aircraft, but that's not necessarily what I need. Yeah, we are overusing these air bases. We don't have any others for now. Damaged convoy, sunk convoys, sunk convoys, sunk convoys. The Americans are losing some aircraft as they do that, but I'm afraid they can withstand losing aircraft a lot better than we can withstand losing men who are on these ships. Basically, so Washington being defended even more strongly. Let's try to support that attack. Where are you going? Okay, try to capture this airfield north of Washington. Would be so great if we could capture their main area over here, their capital. That would be. And all 3 military factories. You know what? We are continuing to spend that on artillery. We do need a lot more steel though, at some point. So let's try to capture that sooner rather than later. 40%. You did 40% damage to a ship. Okay, you know what, you guys? I know you're on a strike force mission. Maybe we should stop that for a second and bring you in towards Panama. We don't want to lose a carrier because we are close to the American East Coast, where they obviously do have a lot of forces stationed. Right, you're doing that, so that's okay. You are advancing over there, that's good as well. We do have another airfield over here. Although I'm afraid it's a little bit undefended. Right. How come we are losing over here? We only have 3? They have a fort? Right, so if they do have fortification, then we should try to encircle them. I know it's a tiny bit cheesy. Mountain infantry, that's extremely good. Let's develop a special forces focus. So I think that will come in handy. No, you know what? Actually what we need, well not need, but what's technically much better I think is the night vision equipment number 2. Right, so let's keep an eye on the main front as well. So on the California area. You're advancing over here. You did advance down there. How about you guys all attack? You're going there. We have captured Mexico City, so just how close is Mexico towards capitulation? Pretty close it seems. 85%. We have a couple of victory points over there. Can we drive towards... well, there's some over here as well. 10 victory points actually. So maybe once we capture this area? It might actually be extremely nice. Right, why are you going all the way back though? Let's try to capture some victory points. And this is a stupid attack, but I do spot an opportunity to advance here and connect up all of our fronts. 83%, but we're not doing enough damage. Interesting. Right, over here we are advancing, we are hoarding, we halted some of our advances. Let's try to resume them, keep the pressure up on the Americans. You're going all that way. And send you towards the North Pole basically. They are doing a lot of damage against us. I know they'll say that we are shooting down their aircraft, but if you see 34% of our ships being damaged. That's a pretty drastic result. Are you all allowed to split off? Yeah, not much damage towards these guys. Not towards you either, so who is being damaged over here? You are. Oh my, oh my. You've suffered pretty badly. Okay, on the other hand, you three guys are fine, so we can in fact ask you guys to split off and connect up to these forces. You're all good. Let's repair you. All of that should also reduce our resilience on on imports of German steel. So that should hopefully be nice. Let's try to circle around these guys. You are coming up there, so that's good. And yeah, ultimately we need a little bit more steel. You're coming out that way, so that's good. More losses of our convoys. So yeah, this is really a really difficult place to run through for the Americans. So we did lose over here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, but at the very least we are establishing a more or less coherent front line. So yeah, we're doing something at least. Not so much against Washington though. Baltimore, Philadelphia. Let's get you over there. I do hope that capturing these nuclear reactors will mean that the American nuclear project is gonna be a little bit slower. That would be great. Good. Let's try to capture this area. We still have that air base, which is nice. You are 800 out of 800. Okay, let's try to bring more people up there. But firstly, maybe you can be based over here and watch over this area. That should be fine. And I would kind of suspect that at some point soon we should see the Mexicans falling. You're being cut off there, aren't you? That affects you. Okay, let's try to withdraw you. And you guys are advancing into here. Some of you are landing a hand over there, so that's okay. You're coming down there. And you guys... Basically, why aren't you advancing? Probably it's a very difficult fight. And still, we are sending some forces that way and that way, so that's okay. Down here, this seems to be a very tough fight. I would not quite have expected that to be so tough. I mean, they are being encircled, they can't have much supplies. Okay, that attack is going alright. Let's try to drive down here. Yeah, I would like to get to Houston. On the west coast, still losing a lot more. Losing so much. Doesn't seem quite fair. Okay, you are good. You are advancing. Let's push into Washington more strongly from here. Okay, you capture that. Try to get Pittsburgh. Okay, you capture this. Try to get Baltimore. Then you're attacking into here. And you gentlemen are taking this and then Philadelphia. Right. %. By this point they are doing a very little damage either. Actually now we're doing a lot more damage. So why? Because the fortifications have been reduced and we are basically outflanking them. So yeah, we will win against Washington. And we are of course going to take Washington. I don't want that to, you know, just be reverting to us back by default. I don't think that would be a very interesting gameplay. Okay, but we are facing more and more resistance over here. So it does become quite important that we are stabilizing that front. Right, and up over here you are finally getting into position. It's taking you a long while, I have to admit. I would not like to be waiting that long normally. 96%. How does it look against the Mexicans? It does. We have to jump back between all of these places so quickly, so it's slightly annoying. Okay, over here you're good. You're advancing. You are not doing much. Right. And you actually have to withdraw. Interesting. Let's try to capture this area and this area. And it's mountains, but the Mexicans over there should be fairly close to collapsing. So I have some hopes that that is going to be alright. You try to advance there. Yeah, Mexico should really collapse. I'm kind of hoping that all of our other guys are doing a decent job. Let's ask you to attack as well. Again, we should be extremely low on artillery. Minus 1,500. That's extreme. Right, Washington is going to fall. There we go. Washington has fallen. Let's get you towards New York. Let's get you towards Buffalo. And you might as well go somewhere over there. Are we going to get a notification about that New York victory? I certainly hope so. Really? Okay, no custom event. That's fine. By now we are producing 1,300. And that's going to increase further. And we are already using all of that steel. So you know what? At this point I do think we are expanding our production of fighter aircraft. Right, speaking of fighter aircraft, let's have a look over here. So let's see how the losses were. So we lost 6 fighters. We were bombed 40 times. They lost 7 fighters. They lost 9 support. That's not actually an extreme amount of losses in either way. Carrier naval bombers, that's not what we're looking for. We are looking for, of course, fighters. Where are you? Fighter, there we go. So yeah, just a little bit out of convenience. Let's place 400 fighters. 3 groups of 400 fighters here. Fighter, fighter, fighter. Yeah, there we go. And all of you gentlemen are going to cover the East Coast area with interception and interdiction missions. So that leaves us at 2,000 aircraft versus quite a lot of enemies as well. Still, I think that's a good choice. Right, we could also potentially use some further... No. Okay, still, the Americans are being pushed back very strongly. They lost 5.6 million overall. Our losses are starting to ramp up, and we're not quite doing quite as well as they are. But on the other hand, Mexico is very close to capitulating. Also bought this thing down here, so that will help. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to push back into some of these Mexican regions. You all going down there. You should be getting into here. And why don't all of you attack into there? Right. And if you advance here, there we go. So that should hopefully soon spell the doom for Mexico. At the very least when we are capturing this area. So yeah, I don't expect them to last much longer. Houston has been captured but is under severe counterattack. And things down here start to be looking a little bit weird, so I'm not too keen on this overall situation. But on the other hand, we might as well try to push against them so that we are cutting them off rather than they us. You're all going in some places. This is not a good attack. This would be a good attack. You and you try to counterattack. Right. Yeah, and Philadelphia is gonna fall. Fast Army is doing a job up there. I'm not sure it's a good job. But yeah. And I think soon, hopefully, some of these losses on our side over there will start to recline a little bit. Right. All in all, decent progress on the on the east coast. On the west coast, not so much, but against Mexico, that's a very nice result. I expect them to surrender very soon, and the Americans still have, still about 300 divisions, but yeah, sooner rather than later, I think they're gonna collapse rather strongly. So we'll have to see about that. I do want to see over here on Ireland. You have a little bit of fascism, as does Mexico, so that's nice to see. We are influencing these nations, so hopefully they might join at some point. That being said, I think this is a good place to put in a cut, so thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.